chasing the sun. All those days trying to find a place where you only can just be alone,
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back. Welcome if you are new here. My name is Ashley. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today we're doing something a bit different. We're actually doing a full-on requested video. One of my followers, Rhiannon, asked me to do a look using the Stylondon Piccadilly palette. Ooh, if I can open it. This is what the palette looks like. Colors are so beautiful, really warm tones. Pigmentation is phenomenal, as you'll see in the demo. I'm absolutely loving the look that I created using it. I hope you guys do too. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into the tutorial. So guys, for our first shade, we're taking the lightest brown shade. It's the matte one in this palette. I'm taking it on a Morphe M576 brush. And I'm going to try and keep as much of the blending into this tutorial as possible. Not that the shadows are hard to blend by any means or not pigmented or anything. I just feel like spotlight eyes, I mean the cut crease is hard to get right, don't get me wrong, but blending everything out to make sure that the crease is really defined is what's really going to make your cut crease in the halo stand out. So getting these steps right is really important. So that's why I'm going to try and keep as much of the blending into this video as possible, so you can really see how long it takes me to kind of perfect and make sure everything's super seamless and blended. Next up, we're moving on to this next kind of one shade down pretty much of a brown shade. I'm going to be taking this on a Sigma E38 brush. It's still fluffy, but it's a little bit more densely packed, and it means that the product's going to be a little bit more precisely dispersed just in that crease area. Next up, we're moving on to the slightly more dark brown. As you can see, the shades is going from lighter to darker, and basically the darker we go, the smaller the brush will kind of be, if that makes sense. I'm taking this on a Sigma E39 brush, and I'm really focusing this on the outer and inner portions of the eyes. Is what's going to start create that kind of halo spotlight eye. I am going to, once I packed on the shadow to the inner and the outer corner, kind of connect them in the middle to help create that kind of haloed look to the eyeshadow shape. Again, just building up that pigment, going in, buffing out, going in, buffing out. That's kind of the jam with these halo spotlight eyes, is just to build up gradually. Don't go in too harsh and heavy to start off with, because it can just make it look really, really muddy. It's better to just apply gradually and then go from there. You guessed it. Moving on to this darker brown here and a smaller brush. This is the Sigma Exact Blend E32 brush, and this is what we're going to be using to pack just on the inner and outer corners of the eyes. Again, just really building up that pigment to really deepen up the look. So as you can see, I'm slightly dragging it up through at the crease, but I'm not making it as deep and dark as I am on the inner and outer corners of the eye. I'm just using it to create a little bit of depth in throughout the upper crease area, and then I'm going to go in and blend it out to make sure it's super seamless. Next up, we're moving on to the cutting of the crease. I am going to be using my foundation, which is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is in the shade Shell, and I'm just going to be using it on a Morphe E19 brush. And guys, this brush has literally changed my cut crease game. It is so precise and thin at the top, especially when you saturate the brush with your concealer or your foundation. It really makes the tip of it really crisp and precise. I used to really struggle with my cut creases, and I feel like this brush has just it's just changed the game. I feel like half the battle with doing cut creases or halo cut creases is finding the right tools to make sure the application is as easy as possible. And guys, this brush is amazing. If you are having a hard time with your cut creases, definitely pick this one up and give it a go. It is life-changing. Then we're going to go back in with that first light brown shade that we did and begin to buff and blend out the edges. I feel like this is what gets your halo cut creases to look so smooth and faded and blended. It's by going back in with the shades that you'd used previously and blending out the outer corner. I used to just go in with the last dark shade that I'd used, but I never felt like it blended and looked super airbrushed and seamless. But this way, doing it this way, guys, has made such a difference. And then going in with that last dark shade, as you can see, it just makes it look so much more soft and blended. I don't know why I didn't think about doing this method before, but guys, it's worked. I've watched some tutorials on it, and guys, this is by far the best method that I've found. I'm just going to go back in with a little bit of that foundation to just really define the cut crease a little bit more. I feel like it just got blended away a little bit more. I want it to stand out quite a lot, so I'm just going to go in and redefine that. Then I'm just going to grab a tissue and really slide off the foundation to make sure the tip of this brush is super flat and precise, as you can see. Then we're going to go in with this bottom champagne shimmery shade, and I'm going to begin to pack this over the concealer. Now, As you can see, the payoff is not really that great. So I've just applied a little bit of MAC Fix Plus, and that seems to amp up the pigmentation a lot. I did find that it was still a little bit hard to kind of apply onto the lid. It didn't want to give that nice foiled appearance that I was after, so I did have to go in a few times with it. So just be patient with this shade. So I'm bringing that right up to where the cut crease is, and this is where using this brush is really great. It really defines the crease, although I felt like I needed something a little bit more. Now this is just a Sigma lip brush actually, but it's really great at getting in throughout that crease and really precise. So I did love using that brush for this kind of nice detailed work. Next up, we're going to be going in with that dark brown again and just deepening up those edges and blending everything in even more to make sure everything's super seamless. Now, I wanted the cut crease just to stand out a little bit more right in that upper crease area. So I'm taking that the lightest shimmery shade in the palette, and I'm just going to begin to buff that over the top portion of the cut crease. And then because I just wanted more glitter, I just wanted more glitz, and I just applied a little bit of the Stila Glitter and Glow Shadow. This is in the shade Kid and Karma. I just applied it to the back of my hand and then picked it up on that lip brush and applied that right on where the crease is, and then kind of dabbled it down the middle set portion of my eye. So it will be the most pigmented right in the crease line, as you can see, and then it will kind of fade down as you go down your lid. Back in with a little bit of that kind of rusty shade that we used in the palette first in the middle of the eye, just to extend the crease out a little bit more. I just wanted to have a little bit more of a fade, so it wasn't so like glitter then matte shades. I wanted a bit of that shimmer shade to kind of pop through at the sides as well, to make sure again everything's super blended. So once the lids are done, I'm going to apply my base foundation, and everything will be listed down below if you're interested. So starting with the face, I'm going to apply my highlight. This is the Becca highlighter in Moonstone. It's so beautiful. It doesn't look chunky or harsh on the skin. It's so, oh my god, it's amazing. I cannot say enough good things about this highlighter. It is definitely by far my most favorite highlighter in my collection, hands down, and that's saying something for me. This is the bee's knees. It's fantastic, guys. You need to try it if you haven't already. It's the bomb. Then we're going to be moving into bronzing / contouring. I'm using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I'm using that on my Morphe R1. I love this brush. It's kind of fluffy but pointed, so it means you can get kind of a precise contour blend, if that makes sense. I absolutely love the brush. It's my new favorite. Then I'm just going to quickly contour my nose just with my Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I'm just using that on a Morphe R33 brush. And then I'm going to buff out the edges using my Sigma E37 brush with just a little bit of a mixture of the lightest two shades from the Kat Von D Shade and Lights palette. Then I'm going to be using my Rimmel. This is just a nude liner for my waterline. Then I'm going to be tight lining, guys. I'm using the Maybelline Master Drama in the nudes. This is a kohl liner, and I'm using it in Brownie Glitz. And again, I'm just using this to smudge along the top lash line and right into my upper waterline area to really make sure this look is really smoky. It makes such a difference. Going in with that first brown shade that we used when we applied our transition shade on an M578 brush, and then we're going in with the mid-tone brown as well, just using it on that same Morphe brush. I'm kind of winging it out the edges to make it look really kind of smoked out and elongated. And then we're going to be taking the darkest brown on my Morphe PK45 brush, and I'm just going to be stamping this along my actual lash line here. It really helps to define the lower portion of your eyes. Then I'm going to highlight my inner corners and my brow bone, just using the same Moonstone highlighter that we use for our cheekbones, just taking it on a Sigma E30 brush. For blush, I'm taking the colors Smashing and Beaming, and I'm just going to be applying that to my cheeks using my Sigma F40 brush. Moving on to lashes, I've applied some mascara to my top and bottom lashes, and I've just popped on the Cocoa lashes in the style Girl About Town. So after I applied these lashes, I just felt like the lower lash line just needed a little bit more oomph. It just needed a little bit more shadow, a little bit more smokiness. So I've just taken a mixture of those browns that we use to really smoke out the lash line even more. Then we're going to move on to lips. I'm taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lipstick in the shade Strip, and I normally really do like it for a nude lip. Maybe when I'm a little bit more tan, I'm super pale right now, so I just felt like it looked a little bit like apricot-y. Like this looks a little bit orange, so I just wanted to add a little bit more pink, so I just topped it off with Maybelline Color Gel. This is an intense lip paint, and I've got it in at 05 stripped down. So I've just applied that over the top, and I know it's a little bit more glossy as well, and I feel like it really complemented the kind of more rosy, rusty tones that we've got coming through on the lids as well. So guys, this is the finished look.
All those days trying to find a place where you only can just be alone.
So guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys did, don't forget to leave me a big like, thumbs up, and subscribe if you are new so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the week, and I'll see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye guys.